So how did you get to first learn about Rodney's work?
Well, before I was a curator, I didn't know about Rodney's work, but I had seen pictures here and there in magazines as posters, and I didn't have the name. So it wasn't until later, after I became a curator and I met Leslie Smolin, who's the artist's widow and the director of the estate, that I was able to put the name to the pictures.
He in fact was someone who was consumed with anxiety most of the time. He was always trying to find out who he was in this world, how he fit in, were other people like him or not like him. So when he actually photographed, it was a very freeing experience where he would let go, he would trust his skill, and he would just be in the moment. And he made it look easy.
Yeah.
It was instinct for him. He was a master at his craft.
First saw his work, same thing, sort of, it was burned in my memory, as you and I have discussed. Bernadette Twirling and Burden Mansion, and it haunted me. It stayed with me, and then I started to learn more about his work. He's brilliant. He was simply brilliant.
Yeah.
And I think the book that you just published, or the Getty Museum, but that you wrote, Rodney Smith, A Leap of Faith, is such a beautiful culmination of both his history as a person and his history as an artist.
Thank you.
I had a design and branding company, and Roddy tried to show me his portfolio, and I tried to get rid of him because I had a lot of photographers. When I finally met him and saw the work, I totally understood why. It was unlike any other photographer's portfolio I'd seen. It was clear that he was an artist. He really approached photography differently than anyone I had ever met or worked with.
And then, so how did you want to make that connect with the Getty Museum and what you do?
Well, in 2018, I did a large exhibition called Icons of Style.
I know that book.
And it was all about fashion photography. And I thought it would be lovely to bring Roddy's work into the Getty collection. And we were able to do that.
I know, you have those 10 photographs that you chose, which they're brilliant choices. I always thought it was so interesting how artists can blend that line of fashion photography into fine art. And I think Rodney does that so beautifully, but I'm curious, for you, how do you view that?
For Rodney Smith, he was someone who always put his artistic self forward.
Right.
And wasn't willing to compromise. And sometimes that aggravated people, but you ended up with great work.
With the perfect picture.
Exactly.
He would often say to me, my allegiance is to the picture, not to the creative director, not to you.
Which is why they were always so perfect, right?
They were.
Every single one of them, the artistic aspect of it was more important every single time.
And even when I hired him the first time, we did a very large shoot. After the photo shoot, I actually thought it was a disaster because there were no Polaroids. He didn't let me see what he was shooting. He actually knew that I wasn't happy, but he said, oh, it looks good to me. And then I looked at the film, I looked at the contact sheets, the pictures were amazing. It was nothing that I had imagined.
Yeah.
And I'm an art director who pre-envisions what things are supposed to look like.
Sure.
And with Rodney, I could never tell what the picture was going to be.
Yeah, and then ultimately you realize
That was it.
He didn't need that because he knew what he was doing.